So again, this is our animation so far. Now we can give it a twist. Okay, so we have our shadow, our chicken, our orange. What if we want the chicken to appear only within this cycle? Okay, as you're seeing this, we don't want it to appear outside the cycle. What we can do is we can click here. Okay, this is expand or collapse the transfer controls pane. So you click here, and then this is the chicken. We want to use what we call track matte. Okay, so we click on this, and then we look for orange circle. That's the track matte. Now what happens is the visible part of the chicken animation ends within the orange circle. The orange circle is still there, it has just been hidden. Now, first of all, let's let it remain hidden. And we'll bring it back, we'll make it visible again. But before then, the moment we make effect or make changes to the track matte, you can see that the icons on the chicken and then the orange circle change to reflect the change that is occurring. Now let's play our video and observe. Okay, so you see what is happening now. So let's play. You see what is happening now. In the same way, we can bring the orange back to appear, and then you see what is happening. Now you notice that when it's like this, the shadow still appears outside the circle. We can change the track matte for the shadow as well to go within the orange circle, and then it also gets hidden beautifully. So you can see the changes here. You can see the changes that keep occurring. Okay, so we have this, and I am going to also include our text animations. So we have enjoy 2, which is over here. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I want to hide the many things flying around the side. So this is what we have so far. Now what we can do again, this is enjoy. What we can do again is when this appears this way, we can move enjoy up a bit. So when it gets maybe from here on enjoy position P, we create a keyframe, move ahead and tell it to go up a bit. So like this, and we can smoothen it. Right click, keyframe, easy ease, smoothing it like this. We can go back to the keyframe and then stay right here just to tweak it, and then just take it a little bit up. So something like this. How about bringing the chicken down? Okay, so the chicken we're going to add P for position. What we're going to do is we're going to drag it down. So P over here, and then over here we let it go down a bit. Okay, what we can do is match the animation with enjoy as well. We're just playing around, so the same timeline where enjoy, where we have the position of the keyframe, the position keyframe of the chicken, we are going to start our keyframe or another keyframe for the enjoy, and then another position keyframe. When the chicken goes down, we say enjoy should also go down like this. Okay, we can ease this over here, and then it goes like this. It's just so uniform. So like this, as you see in it. Now we can move this 2 playheads ahead. That's enjoy and then the chicken. And we can go to graphics editor, a graph editor. Now notice that I've selected 2 keyframes, one for enjoy, which is the text, and one for the chicken. I can go to the graph editor and change the smoothing for both of them at the same time. Okay, and then I bring it back here, and you can see how they both smoothing out. So okay, and that is good. Now I need you to see something. Now we have for the chicken, okay, we have, let me open it. Chicken, we have position keyframes, okay, and then we also have scale keyframes. Okay, if we click P, it shows us only the keyframes for the position, and if we click S, it shows us only keyframes for scale. What if we want to show all keyframes within chicken? We can just click U, and then we can see that both position and scale keyframes show. So if there were keyframes on the opacity or transparency, opacity would also have appeared over here. You get it? So I'm going to add sound, and then let's see how it shows. Now this is more like a 5 seconds animation. However, the timeline is longer than that, and we have a whole lot of playtime where nothing is happening. So if we are to export this video as it is, we are going to have 44 seconds long video, and the first 5 seconds is showing us something useful, and then the rest has nothing proper to show. Now what we can do is, if we don't want to show the full thing, the full 44 seconds, we can do Control K and change the time over here to suit us. Okay, let's change it from 44 to maybe 7, and you can see that it ends as around 7 seconds. Okay, But even with the 7 seconds, we don't need 7 seconds for this video. We just need the first 5 seconds. Okay, so what we can do is get to 5 seconds, and then we click N. The moment we click N, you realize that this moved from here to there. It's moved like this from here to here. So you can do it manually, or you can just click on N wherever you want you put the playhead, and then it gets here. It means that when I export this video, it will only export up to 5 seconds, or up to this point. So this is our video. Even if I play it, you see it loops from within 5 seconds. So I'm playing it again. So if I leave it, it will keep playing. When it gets to 5 seconds, it starts automatically. When it gets to 5 seconds, it starts automatically. Okay. So now the last thing we're going to do is tweak our sound. So I bring it here. I want to do Control Shift D to split the sound, take it off. Okay, we could have as well gone to edit and then split layer. Okay, now this is where the audio ends, but I want it to end on a good note. I want it to fade out. I'm going to click L for loudness or audio levels, and then I'm going to say, okay, I'm keyframing this point. This point should be -29, or let's make it maybe 2 seconds away. So okay, or maybe 1 second away, from 4 seconds to 5 seconds. Okay, so what I want is, by the time it hits 5 seconds, the decibels should be it should move from -29 to -54, which is way lower. Okay, so you realize that the sound goes low the moment it gets to that point. Okay, now to the final aspect, how to export this video. So if you are working within After Effects, there are two ways. First of all, you can use the Adobe Media Encoder. It helps you to export your videos fast or in an easy way. So you go to Composition, and then you go to Add to Media Encoder. Ensure that if you are using After Effects 2024 After Effects for your animation, you have 2024 Media Encoder installed. You get it? 2024 Media Encoder installed, and that is because when you go to Composition and click Add to Media Encoder, it will look for 2024 Media Encoder to work with. If you are using 2025 After Effects, it's looking for 2025 Media Encoder or Adobe Media Encoder. Now let's move from Media Encoder to Add to Render Queue. Now if I click Render Queue, it's going to render not within Adobe Media Encoder, but rather within the same project, or within After Effects. So I have different settings over here. I mean, H.264, that gives me video, okay, in MP4. Then my outputs, I need to choose where I want to save the video to. Maybe I can save it to my desktop as chicken video, okay, within the chicken project. And then I save and click render. So you can see the rendering process going on, and that means it's done. So I can actually open the chicken project. Okay, and then here is my video. I'm going to play it. And that is it. Okay, so um that is it. That is with regards to um, exporting videos within After Effects. Okay,